Lesson 59 is about proportions with fractions, and you can see the first problem we have here. We have to solve 2/3 over x is equal to 5/8 over 1/5. Now, before we solve this problem, let's look at another proportion. Let's say we had 1/2 is equal to, we'll call it y out of 10. If we wanted to figure out what the y must be, there's multiple methods that we could use, but one of them would be to find cross products. We could say 1 times 10, well 1 times 10, that's equal to 10, and that's going to be equal to the same cross product of 2 times y. So we could set it up like this. We could say 1 times 10 is 10, so 10 is equal to 2y. 2 times what number is equal to 10? Well, y must be equal to 5, and we'd have our answer. We're going to do this problem the exact same way with our proportions. So if we want to solve this one, we're going to use our cross products. We're going to say 2/3 times 1/5, because that's going across diagonally, is going to be equal to our other cross product. That's going to be x times 5/8, or we can say 5/8 times x. So if we go ahead and do that, we can figure out what our answer will be. Well, we know that 2/3 times 1/5, that's going to be equal to 2/15, and 2/15 is equal to 5/8 times x. In order to get x by itself, we have to undo the multiplication of 5/8, so we're going to multiply by the reciprocal of 5/8, that's 8/5. So we multiply by 8/5, the 8's cancel, the 5's cancel, and now we have x by itself if we balance out the other side by multiplying it by 8/5. And we can find out what our answer is from here. We can't simplify before we multiply, but we do know that x is going to be equal to 16 over, and we have 5 times 15. 5 times 15, well 5 times 10 is 50, and 5 times 5 is 25. So 50 and 25 must give us 75. So we have an answer, x is equal to 16/75. We know we can't simplify that or reduce that because we couldn't simplify before we multiplied. Let's look at another example. Here we have x over 3/4 is equal to 1/3 divided by 2/5. So let's use those cross products. We're going to multiply across first, and we're going to get 3/4 times 1/3. That's going to be equal to our other cross product of 2/5 times x. And remember, a fraction or a number touching a variable always means multiplication. So in this, we see we can simplify before we multiply right away. We've got the 3 and the 3. That's the same as a 1 and a 1, which makes it easier to find our answer. We know that 2/5 x now must be equal to 1 times 1, that's 1, and 4 times 1, that's 4. So 1/4 is equal to 2/5 x. We need to undo the multiplication of 2/5. So let's multiply by 5/2. So all cancels. We're left with just x, and we're going to balance out the equation by saying 1/4 times 5/2. And we can go ahead and find out what our answer will be now. X on the right hand side is going to be equal to, we have 5 times 1, that's 5, and 2 times 4, that's 8. So we've got our answer. X is equal to 5/8. The key thing when we work with these proportion problems with fractions is to make sure we use our cross products, set up an equation, then multiply by the reciprocal on both sides in order to find out what our missing value is. Our lesson practice will be on page 190. Make sure you've got your notes complete, and I'll see you during our next class.